Hello and welcome to Wolf-N-Shorty Reviews. Today we're going to be checking out the Lightdow 4K All-Winter V3 Sports Action Camera. Now, like always, I got this from Amazon. I got it discounted, not free, so I can test and review. It retails $59.98 with Prime shipping. The specs on it: takes a micro SD card. It takes up to 64 gigabyte card. It can do 4K recording at 30 frames per second, 2.7K at 30, 1080p at 60 or 30 frames, and 720 at 120 frames, 60 or 30 frames per second. Here's the basics on it. It has Wi-Fi for connection to your phone for controlling it. It is from Lightdow store. This side you have your SD card slot, your USB charging port, and it can be used as a webcam, and your mini HDMI port. This side you have your arrow buttons up and down. This actually allows you to access the menu. It's one thing it does have is a much better menu than the GoPro. The back side, instead of having your standard buttons or your battery compartment like the GoPro, this actually has a full screen for your control. Top, you have your selecting buttons, so you can select your options. And the bottom is actually where you have your battery compartment. Battery compartment means you cannot put on a large extended battery like I use for the GoPro for the motorcycle. You are stuck with the standard battery it comes with, which on this one, battery compartment's not too difficult to get open. Slight struggle, just battery slides straight out, simple. This is the 900 milliamp hour 3.7 volt lithium ion. It is smaller than the GoPro, and those connecting points are actually wider apart, so they're not interchangeable with GoPro style. I'm sure there's plenty of backup chargers. This unit does come with 2 batteries, which is a nice feature. If you can find a backup charger so you can charge one of them or get extra batteries and charge them while you're on the go, you can actually run this constant. This does only have about a 90-minute runtime on each charge. It can run your 4K at 30 frames per minute for about 90 minutes. So highest setting it can run for a full battery charge roughly. So carry an extra battery, you have about 3 hours of record time. You can drop down the quality a little bit and record longer. I don't have anything that actually records or that can play back 4K, so I have not tried 4K or the 2.7K. I've only done 1080p and 720. I like the concept, and I especially like this feature. When you go through here, here's your menu. Let me get back to it. So it's hard to see with this camera, going camera to lens. But you push down, you can adjust what you want. So it's actually got a nice feature there. The problem I'm having with it so far, and I'll continue working on it some, but it seems to be screwing up on the audio to video marrying up. It's not matching up properly. So I'm not sure why. I've did a video on the way home doing 1080p, and it was, the quality wasn't like I expected. It was very grainy. It wasn't clear. The audio versus video almost looked like an old Asian made movie where they spoke in Cantonese or Mandarin and they redubbed it into English, and you could tell their lips were moving, and then the English version was done and it's dubbed over bad. That's what I'm getting off of this. If you watched my last video review, that's from this camera. I've been doing most of my reviews from here. I've mounted it onto the tripod that I actually have from the Top Vision 360 camera, which actually currently is holding my GoPro Hero 3. It's charging it for the later review. I'm going to use this as my webcam for the 360 camera. But I was using this to mount this into, which is actually a cradle for this camera. The GoPro doesn't fit in it quite right, but it'll work for now. Basically, most of the videos were working just fine until the last one or two really started throwing off the audio to video. I'm not quite sure why. I'm going to do some more research and I'll follow up then. Currently, with the price compared to what you get out of the GoPro, I can't say this is a bad camera. The quality is not the same. But at the same time, this isn't a $500 GoPro. It's not even the $200, 3 or 4 or 5 year old GoPro. This is a new but budget action camera. Since I ride a motorcycle, I always have the GoPro mounted onto my helmet. It's for my safety. If I get into an accident, I want proof what happened from what I'm seeing. So this camera, for the price, is a good option. I generally don't want audio anyway, but this allows me to, if I want to set it up to record underwater, I'm not going to have much audio. I can see what I'm doing with the screen, which is you have to pay extra to get that for the GoPro setup. This has it. The battery can be replaced quickly, so it's not a big deal there. The menu is much better. Maybe the 4K is the best setting. I can't test it, so if I had a 4K TV, maybe I'd try it, but everything else I have runs 1080p is the highest it'll run, and the video just wasn't quite what I expected. But it still shows me what I'm recording, and it's still usable. You can still make it out. I will try to link in the video that I recorded at the end of this one. That I won't do the whole thing because it is audio is way off from what it should be. So I won't actually link the whole thing. I'll just put a little bit of it in there so you see. This does come with, of course, the little mounting bracket here that you can also, I guess, use for, I'm not sure what exactly that purpose is. I'm guessing that's some way you can mount it on something else. You have the top and the bottom has your area to screw it into something. That fits perfectly for this camera, not for the GoPro. So it's a little bit wider than the GoPro. It also has your underwater mount, your dry mount that has the slots in the side so air flows, you get sound. Has like a small thin steel cable to mount it, so if it falls off of its mount, it'll stay hooked. A bunch of different connectors. Has a twist connector so you can screw it into a bipod or tripod setup. Has they call it a handlebar mount. It's like a U-clamp. I actually have it mounted to the end of a shotgun right now. I'm going to test that theory of shooting it, see how well it works with the camera mounted to it. So you get a lot of nice options with it. They're not going to be interchangeable with the GoPro. Even the clip slide through mounts for GoPro don't work. They're the wrong size between the two. But the mount you get for this, your adhesives, all different connectors, this does work for what you need and what you get. If I can fix the issue with the audio being out of sync, this would be a great camera. I mean, this will probably become one of my primary used cameras just because the GoPro is big, it's heavy, and this has better recording settings. But if audio is going to be off and the quality of video is not going to be as good, I probably won't use it more than a backup or put it on Shorty's bike so she has a camera to use. So, is it worth the money? Yes. If you don't want to spend the money on a GoPro, which I don't blame you, they're very expensive, but you want a camera to cover your butt if you're riding a motorcycle or if you're going somewhere, just you want to have something to capture, and you're not worried about audio to video meeting up, this is a good little camera. It's not going to give you the clarity of a GoPro. It's not going to be crystal clear, but it is a good camera. It will show you what's going on. I would say it's startup. Use this one, then move your way into a GoPro. Once you have some experience in using the camera, you play with it some. If you like running videos, a lot of people don't care for videos. Mine, all I do is record for the GoPro. I mount it up on the helmet and I ride with it. Once I'm done riding, I delete them. I don't save them for any reason unless I ever need to. Flies. So if I have an accident, I'll save it. If I see an accident, I'll save it. Other than that, it's just in case, and that's all purposes. I have it in case there's an accident, and that's it. So for what that is, this will work. I just don't think it's not the high quality, but it's also not the high price. So definitely this is one of those 4-star, could be better, but you're paying a third the price of what I paid for my used GoPro and a fifth or sixth the price of a new GoPro. So it's definitely a good option. Now Lightdow also, and I'll probably do a separate review for this one, has there's a name for it, Lightdow. It's a waterproof light system that actually will mount. You mount this onto the basic mount, and this would actually mount above it. It uses the exact same battery, and it's just a standard LED light. It's quite bright. You also dim it down. You take it into a 3-pulse system. So it's a very good setup. I haven't had a chance to take it to the lake and test it out underwater, but simply pop it open. There's your backup battery. It's exactly the same. You also charge it there. So worst case scenario, you get one of these for $20 if you need a light so you can take pictures or video at night with your friends or go underwater, or mount onto a gun to do shooting. You can. Or on a bicycle, if you happen to be one of those bicyclists that you want to have a bike mounted light and you want to use the GoPro or the GoPro style camera, action camera, so you can record what's going on. Now you can see where you're going and record it in case anything happens, and they mount together. It works nice. I will eventually test this underwater with like a selfie stick or something to see how well it shows. But most of the water around here is pretty murky. I think it's just going to show the murkiness and not really show much distance. But either way, it's nice. And if you happen to want to mount one of these onto a weapon for home defense, then you actually have a light to use with the camera on a weapon. Now, this is definitely a shotgun or rifle mount, not a pistol mount, but that's a good option too. That one's $20. Also got it as a discount to review. And so you're looking at $80 total for both of these together. So you're still cheaper than a GoPro, and they work. Not the best, but they're going to work for basic use. So if it's something you're looking to get into, I would definitely say start off, do cheap. If you don't care about the highest quality and greatest video, good start. Play with it, use it, see what you think. Once you start building up videos and you decide you want to do videos and vlogging or just action camera videos for bicycling, motorcycling, shooting, whatever, once you start seeing that you have a purpose and a following for it, then go ahead and upgrade into a better camera that costs more, that gives you better features, better video, everything's linked properly, and have this as a backup and put this downrange if you're doing it for shooting. And if you happen to shoot it, well, you're at $50, maybe close to 60. If you don't ever shoot it, then cool, you got a backup camera. But I'll link in now the video I started when I was driving home to show you what it looks like. As always, if you like the video, hit a like, subscribe if you want to see more. If you want to find this item on Amazon, links in the description below. Be advised, it is currently unavailable. I don't know if they've sold out or what's going on, but when I checked it today, it wasn't available. So if you like it, keep looking. They should have one available hopefully soon. Hopefully I can figure out, maybe it's a firmware issue. If there is any change, then I will update you all on that. Thank you much. Photograph. That being said, you don't have the ability to install extended batteries like I have on my GoPro.